Here at home, we're tracking floodwaters in New Brunswick and Quebec. In some areas of Quebec, the water appears to be receding, but in others, including Gatineau and Montreal, water levels are actually rising, and they're expected to get worse because rain is in the forecast. Across the province, officials say about 2,500 homes are flooded. More than 2,000 others are surrounded by high water. Quebecers in high-risk zones are warned to be on alert, warned to be prepared to leave their homes at a moment's notice. My next guest, not personally affected by these floods, but you know what? She is determined to help out because that's what we do as Canadians, isn't it? She's not doing it alone. She has a sidekick who's a furry sidekick, and there he is right there. On your screen is KJ Goldenberg. She's a veterinarian, also a volunteer, and her therapy dog right there on the screen is Ben, and we've reached them in Pierrefonds, Quebec. I want to know where you got this idea from in the first place to bring Ben and say, let me help out.
So I was looking for a way to help out. Obviously, when there's a natural disaster in your area, you're looking to volunteer. I can't personally do any heavy lifting, but I've got Ben. Ben works as a therapy dog at the airport of Montreal as part of the YUL Pet Squad. And I said, well, I think this is somewhere where people are going to need cheering up. Our mantra for the week has been nothing soothes tired hands like petting a dog. So we've been here. You can see the sandbags in the background. We've got lots of students from the high school and other volunteers loading sandbags in. And Ben just loves going around and getting pet to cheer them all up and honestly to thank them for their hard work.
And what is the response you're getting from people as you and Ben kind of walk around and you say, you know, take a moment if you're on a break and you need some cheering up, here's Ben, he can help you?
So, I mean, obviously we get a really good response when we start walking in. People don't always know, can we pet him? Can we not pet him? What's the dog here for? And you see them start talking to each other. Oh, look at the dog, look at the dog, look at the dog. So I'll go up to them and say, this is Ben, he's a therapy dog. Feel free to pet him. Do you need a break? I try to offer some words of encouragement, especially when it's kids and teenagers volunteering. That's the age where you really learn the value of being a volunteer and helping your community. So I remind them what good work they're doing. I remind them how much they're helping everyone out.
KJ, what's the emotion of all of this for you? I know your home isn't affected, but you want to make a difference. You want to show your support. How would you describe that mood where you are?
So it's been ups and downs, I would say. We've been sandbagging since before the weekend. The water levels go up, they go down. We think one area is safe. We start working on another area right after. I think it's mostly very hopeful. The community turnout here has been just incredible. I don't live in the Pierrefonds area, but it's where I work with the Pierrefonds Animal Hospital. So we're 100% a part of the community here. The hospital opened its doors to help house pets that are displaced because of the flooding. So it's just a matter of everyone chipping in, and that's really what we're seeing, is everyone is finding a way to help. We've got, behind me over this way, food stations set up. Everyone's been delivering pizzas and hot dogs and pasta to the volunteer area here, as well as driving it around to people who are helping out on the spot building walls. So it's just a really helpful, mostly positive environment. But obviously, when you're at the front lines, there are a lot of people very stressed. We just went through this in 2017. So we're trying to really minimize the damage. And there's that deja vu, oh no, not again, kind of overhanging all of this.
And people they might lose things that mean a lot to them. You know, I mean, it could be a small thing. It could be your mom and dad's wedding photograph, whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, when it comes to this, there are no small things. You know, losing photographs, losing family heirlooms, losing a wedding dress, a high school yearbook, those things that can so easily get lost in a flood can be really big when it's talking about your sense of self, especially where these are areas that are starting to flood more and more often. And people are starting to have to talk about, can we rebuild? Do we need to move somewhere else? Well, if you move somewhere else, you really have to have those special sentimental things with you. So I think that's what's scaring people the most, is what can be saved and what's really most important.
I want to ask you about Ben, because he seems to be such a great dog. How is he taking all of this? I mean, has he been really good, or is, he's a therapy dog, so he's got to be one of those friendly faces. Look at him. He's great.
I love this. You can see he's actually looking off in the distance. He does not care at all about the camera. He's looking off at the volunteers who are loading things here, working hard, going, I've got to go snuggle these people. They need me. Ben loves this. He's up for adventure. He's the type of dog where I put him in the car. He knows when he's got his bandana here on that it means he's volunteering. So I put the bandana on, I put him in the car, and he goes, okay, where are we going? He jumps out, and he's running up to everyone to say hi. So he loves volunteering. It puts a smile on my face knowing that I can do good with my pet. That's just a really special feeling.
KJ, it's a pleasure to have you on the program. I wish we weren't talking about something that was so tragic and instead just having a happy moment together with Ben. But I hope the work you're doing brings comfort, and I want to thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you so much.
KJ Goldenberg is a veterinarian and a volunteer, and she's got her therapy dog Ben there. We reached her in Pierrefonds, Quebec.